We're live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I can't hear anything in my ears. And welcome to another edition of Truly Inconsequential. You got my brother, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Greer.
Hello.
And old Brimstone himself from the Grindhouse Radio. Every single week, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here live to hang out with you and debate some iconic characters who may or may not be consequential to pop culture and their shows in general.
Yeah.
So, what do you call it? If you're new, please, as Mr. Greer always says,
like, subscribe, share the streams, like, comment, all that stuff. All the any interaction you can give us helps push us through the algorithm. But mostly those likes. Please like the streams, subscribe to the streams. If you're watching on the replay on YouTube, go and hit the subscribe bell so you know when we're going live and our video gets posted. If you watch it on the back end, so all that. Just interact with the video so more people could see us and hang out with us.
Absolutely. So this one, episode 31, it's going by quick, Greer.
Yeah.
It's going by quick. I didn't expect it to be so quick. But here we are. If you're first coming in to Truly Inconsequential, we cannot do this show without you, the people who come in and hang with us and help us debate.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost. And pretty much the way that this show runs is not all characters are created equal. Basically, we will debate in front of a live audience with the live audience helping us. We can't get to a conclusion without you guys, so we need you. That's hand over foot. We can't do this show without the audience.
Absolutely true. I mean, like, it does come to you guys towards the end. Like, me and Brim have our votes, but it's the audience votes and the audience participation that help push it over the edge.
We will determine in real time, people, you and us, all right, who's going to remain inconsequential and who may be liberated back into the heroes category. Now, this week, we're going to be arguing a couple of legendary Muppets, okay? What do you call it? And just because they're legendary doesn't mean that they're consequential. Nope. And it doesn't mean if we say they're inconsequential that we don't love these characters. Just want to put it out there for anybody new so we don't get any hate mail. So that being said, this week we're arguing Sweetums from the Muppets as well as Snuffy from Sesame Street. Now, which Muppet will come out of the darkness and into the light, and the other will fall into felty obscurity. That's what I'm just thinking. The question is, who's going to remain truly inconsequential?
Yes.
So let's see. We've got some people here. Brian, lunch break at school is better with truly inconsequential. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Mary, hello, boys. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
Hello. You want to take the next one?
No real solid stance for me on this one. Well, Brian, we're going to need you to find some solid stance on this one. We're going to need some help. We need all the viewers' helps on this one. But these are are they cousins technically? Because they're all Muppets.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Petting family members against each other.
I don't even know what.
So does that mean Miss Piggy and Kermit are related?
Well, technically,
oh,
yes.
Man, Muppets ancestral. That's weird.
I don't even. Here it is. Now, for those of you who know me and have been following me or Grindhouse for a long time, I was on Sesame Street.
You were?
Shut up, man. You almost had me there. As stupid as that is, you almost had me on that one. But what do you call it? Mary says, I have my preference. Snuffy, I remember Snuffy. It was one of my craziest memories as a kid being on Sesame Street, looking up, and Snuffy was up in the rafters, and I was like, oh my God, they killed Snuffy. But they
hung him on the wall.
I still don't know to this day what he's really supposed to be. I mean, what is a snuffleupagus? Is it an elephant? Is it a woolly mammoth? Is it an imaginary friend?
It's a snuffleupagus.
It's a snuffleupagus. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, but what is a snuffleupagus? What was his full name?
It was this is according to the Muppet Wiki. I'm assuming I'm saying this right. It's Aloysius snuffleupagus. It's ALOYSIUS. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell Aloysius.
And he's a kind of a spooky. Listen, as much as I
he's
love
a nightmare.
him,
yeah, he's a nightmare.
Hey, thank you, Jose. What do you call it? As much as I love Snuffy, I don't know what the hell he is, and he's pretty damn scary.
So I'm assuming we're starting with Snuffy since we're talking about Snuffy this much. Jose, again, I know he just said it, but I very much appreciate the like and the share, my friend. Thank you.
Yes.
So Snuffleupagus, I don't know. For a while, I know he was supposed to be like Big Bird's imaginary friend, but I remember the story was like he was only Big Bird's imaginary friend because like he would just miss everybody by like 2 seconds. Like Big Bird would try to bring him in, like, come on, meet my friend Snuffy, and then they would get in there and Snuffy would have been gone already. So they're like, Big Bird, are you losing it? Because I don't see this friend you're talking about. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know what he is. I think he's some weird just elephant hybrid. Like he's like a not so woolly mammoth.
I don't know, man. That's exactly true. Like, it could be a woolly mammoth, but then again, he doesn't have any of the tusks. He's not, like.
Well, I mean, I don't think we could really. Outside of Big Bird, there really are no actual animals on Sesame Street. They're all monsters.
This is true too.
Like, what's Grover?
Grover is some kind of a bird, isn't he? Wouldn't you think?
Grover's a bird? Do you know what Grover looks like?
Of course I know what Grover. Oh, not Grover. I'm thinking Gonzo. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's.
I was thinking Gonzo.
And Gonzo again is not a bird.
I don't know. I think Gonzo is a bird.
No, Gonzo's an alien.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about Gonzo another day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mary says that's my last name. LOL. Mary says he's like a giant anteater. That's a possibility.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's supposed to be left up to interpretation. It's left up to the viewer to decide what in fact Snuffleupagus is. A Snuffleupagus is.
Okay. You want to get Brian?
I'll say Snuffy was a somber and melancholy, but had nuggets of wisdom for Big Bird when he needed it. Yeah, that's what I feel like Snuffy was. Like Snuffy, I feel like is. I know he came in a little later, but he inevitably became one of the main guys on Sesame Street. Like there's obviously the heavy hitters. You have your Cookie Monsters, your Big Birds, your Oscar the Grouches, and your Elmos.
Yeah,
that's your elite tier of Sesame Street. Just below that is where you get your Snuffy, Rosita. Who's the purple guy?
Oh my God, Telly.
Okay.
Okay.
That's where you get all those guys. So like he did become like an integral part of Sesame Street, where you had the happy-go-lucky, like everybody was up on a high pedestal. Snuffy kind of grounded everybody. Snuffy was like the realism.
Snuffy, let's see. Snuffy was awesome, says Lisa. Brian, I agree with Tom. Jose, Snuffy was a big-ass Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, he was the conscience. He was like Big Bird's conscience almost. You know what I mean?
It's a big, bad Jiminy Cricket.
Which would you rather, Jiminy Cricket or Snuffy? I think I would rather Jiminy Cricket. Snuffy was a little bit of nightmare fuel. I wish I could pull up a picture of it. I'm gonna work on this and make it so we can have I can have a screen that'll transition to the computer screen. Because I just feel like I have to throw up another picture of Snuffy.
Yeah,
hold on, we'll go to I don't want to go to the main screen because we'll have music playing.
Okay.
But he's nightmare fuel. Like he's really cool, but he's nightmare fuel.
He is nightmare fuel. But here's the thing. Now again, and I'm just gonna put this out there. I think the idea of Snuffy, and I could be wrong, but the idea of Snuffy was, yes, he was Big Bird's best friend and he was his imaginary friend. But I think they were trying to teach kids that it's okay to have an imaginary friend, and even if nobody else wants to believe it, but it's still okay to have an imagination and
Well, I think, but that's the thing though. I think like Snuffy was only Big Bird's imaginary friend because of circumstances. Because that's what I was reading. I was doing a little bit of reading because I remember that too. I remembered Snuffy being Big Bird's imaginary friend, but the reason that he was because of timing things. Like the rest of the cast just never saw Snuffy when Big Bird would bring him around.
Right.
So they just imagined that Snuffy was an imaginary friend. They just had never seen him.
They never saw him. I mean, but I don't.
They did eventually though. He does come into the fold, and everybody does.
He did, right?
Everybody does see Snuffy. He is not an imaginary friend.
So now, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, and again, I think he's a very integral part. But was he that integral to the overall story arc of
I think so.
Sesame Street?
I think so because I think he was another example where we have like a moral compass character, like a down to earth, grounded, realistic. Which is ridiculous to say about Snuffy because he's one of the most unrealistic looking characters on the show. He was the sense of like realism. Like he would bring everybody back down to earth a little bit, not in a bad way in any sense, but in like a critical thinking, like smart way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jose says, "Hell yeah, he was." You want to get Mary?
I liked it better when no one else saw him. I think that's fun too. When everybody thought that, because it's funny because at least when you get older, you're just like, wow, everybody just thinks Big Bird's a lunatic. Everybody just thinks Big Bird's seeing things. He's schizophrenic a little bit, but no. I think Snuffy is very vital. Thank you very much for the share, Lisa. Very, very appreciated. You had a nice big brim high five on that.
There you go.
So we finally got alert boxes working.
Yeah.
So I think Snuffy was an integral part to the Sesame Street gang. Like you remember Snuffy. He was he's one of those characters that you see him and you know exactly who he is, where he's from. He's monumental.
Jose.
I mean, you can't think of Sesame Street without thinking of Big Bird and his stone walking beanbag. That's very funny. That's exactly what he looks like. Exactly what he looks like. That should be all. I wonder if they should have made Snuffy beanbag chairs. If
they didn't.
If the Henson Company didn't figure that out, they dropped the
let's
ball.
grab the
PBS,
license.
they dropped the ball.
We'll grab the license and do it.
Yeah.
Or make stoner bongs
Love
for it.
Sack's
And then
gonna come out tomorrow with.
Yeah, right. With what do you call it? You get the nose thing. What do you call it for the bong? You know what I'm saying?
That'd be funny.
And you blow out the mouth.
Very funny. But no, I mean, like, look, I can't. It was weird. I thought I was gonna go Inconsequential when it came to Snuffy, but at first, when we first sat down,
right?
But no, you can't have Sesame Street without Snuffy. Once he was introduced, you can't have Sesame Street without Snuffy.
Well, but again, you can't have him because why? Because you just love the character, like Oscar the Grouch and Big Bird and Grover and Elmo, or because he's an integral part of the whole overall learning arc.
I think he's an integral part for the overall learning arc because he brought a personality and he brought a point of view to Sesame Street that they didn't necessarily have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have a lot of these over the top personalities. Like you have Cookie Monster, who's a lunatic. You have Big Bird, who's up and happy, hanging out with his friends. You have Elmo, who's just Elmo. Snuffy was the conscience of Sesame Street, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh, Mary says Sesame Street Cheech and Chong episodes. Oh.
That existed?
Elmo.
No.
That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing, though. That's a good idea, Mary. Elmo.
I don't know if Cheech and
announced
Chong
that.
would make it for children. I don't know if Cheech and Chong is what we want to be showing our children. But.
To be honest, I honestly think back in the day, Cheech and Chong did make an appearance on Sesame Street. I could be wrong, but everybody has at least done, one little guest thing on Sesame. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know. I don't know. I remember something like that though.
Cheech Marin, Muppet Wikipedia. Sorry, we're doing some. Oh wow,
yeah,
Cheech Marin was on
See?
Sesame Street.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't talking weed or bongs, and
I sure hope that.
but he was definitely on it. I knew I remembered him being on it at some point.
I couldn't imagine Elmo smoking weed. He just slow down.
Elmo sounds like he smokes weed. Elmo
Elmo
likes
sounds
smoking weed.
Elmo sounds like he smokes PCP.
It's true.
Yeah, but so no, can you give me Sesame Street was just some town built right next to a paint factory dumping all these people just hallucinated all these damn Muppets. I feel like that would be an amazing just backstory to it. It's just like for the kids, it's just a loving, happy, character-driven show. For the adults watching, it's like, wow, all these people are just hallucinating the whole time. That'd be great.
Let's see. Chris says, "Hey guys, you rock." Thank you.
Thank
rock.
you, Chris.
Thanks for tuning in.
You are awesome.
Lisa says, "Snuffy was my favorite. I liked that Big Bird had him. It spoke to the creative part of me." Yes,
that's exactly what Brim was saying. Was that like he kind of in the moments where Snuffy seemed like a imaginary figure. He made you think that imaginary figures were okay, like imaginary friends were cool, let you be creative and stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of people, a lot of kids growing up, some parents were like, oh, my kid must be crazy. He has an imaginary friend. No such thing as an imaginary friend. You know what I mean? There were kids like that, and some of them were very lonely. But,
I bet, and it kind of, and I feel like a lot of that stuff kind of hinders your ability to use your imagination on stuff. It makes you think that it's stupid. But Snuffy was the antithesis of that.
So we got Snuffy. Let's move along to another Muppet legend, who again he wasn't like a Miss Piggy or a Kermit the Frog here, but what do you call it, or Fozzie? It was the big, larger than life character of Sweetums, who was this like big, scary looking monster jumbled around like this. You know what I mean? It was just like this big dude. I mean, he was popular enough that he actually made it to a rendition of the Muppet Babies. So, you know what I mean? So he was, definitely consequential to a certain extent. He was in every movie. He's in every movie.
Was he in every one?
Every one of the movies he was in. And I'm going to fight for him a little bit. I mean, again, I don't think I can fight too much over Snuffy, but I'm going to fight for him a little bit.
He first appeared in the Frog Prince special in 1971.
Yep, before I was born. Now I feel really old.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, why would you feel old? Snuffy should feel old.
Snuffy should feel. That was Sweetums, wasn't it?
Sweetums. I'm sorry. Sweetums should feel old. No, but you see, my problem is I feel like there really are no consequential Muppets. The only consequential Muppets are Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Gonzo, We'll even throw Pepe, Skeeter, Pepe the prawn.
He's not consequential. Come on, Sweetums is more consequential than he is.
Pepe's amazing. No, Sweetums
here.
is not. Sweetums is just a big doofus. Like you don't really need Sweetums in the turn in.
And you need Pepe the
well, yeah,
the prawn?
because he's
I would say the Swedish Chef before Pepe the prawn.
Swedish. Well, I can't believe I forgot Swedish Chef. No, I definitely put Swedish Chef ahead of Pepe. But there are so many Muppets that they all possibly can't be consequential, and I think of them, Sweetums very much isn't, because he's always a background character who he says things, but they're like fragmented sentences because he's a big dopey caveman-like character.
He walks around like this.
Exactly, but he's never like the main figure of an episode, or like he's never at the forefront of a lot of episodes. He's usually just a big doof in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It comes down to the fact that not every Muppet is in every single movie. Not every Muppet is in every single Muppet show, but he is. As is Swedish Chef. No, Swedish Chef's not even in everything.
Yeah, but I feel like Swedish Chef is a lot more memorable. I feel like Swedish Chef is a lot more memorable inside the Muppets because he has more like speaking and memorable moments. Like for the most part, Sweetums is a background character at best.
But so is Honeydew and Beaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Honeydew and Honeydew and Beaker are like I feel like they're more memorable characters than Sweetums is.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody remembers Meat and Honey and the tests that Honeydew puts on Beaker all the time. Like I don't know. I just feel like, especially since we're gonna eventually pin these two against each other, I don't see where Sweetums really makes it to consequentiality.
Let's see. Let's go.
How about when he's on Muppet Show for Disney 3D show? He's an important part there. Muppet Vision 3D. That was the only thing that I feel like, and the only time Sweetums is really all that important is when he finds Bean the bunny sitting in the balcony because he's just walking around. He walks out in front of everybody and shows up. I just don't feel like he's all that consequential of a Muppet. Like,
but he's part of that show too. I mean, here's the thing:
all the Muppets are part of that show.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Most of, if not all of them, are a part of that show. Well, not all. There's too many Muppets for all of them to be a part of it, but there are a lot of Muppets involved in that show. I love Sweetums, by the way.
Going backwards, Mary says, "Wow, I was already 5." Lisa says, "I was 3." You already said the Jose part. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Talk to us.
I just don't think he's consequential to the Muppets. I love Sweetums as a character, and I can agree that he's had some cool moments.
Right.
I just don't think he added anything to the Muppets as a whole, besides being a big dopey character. Like, I don't think if you plucked Sweetums out, I don't necessarily think it changes the Muppets.
Agreed,
but the Muppets are still the Muppets.
But if you plucked Snuffy out, it would be the same thing. It would be Sesame Street as well.
Yeah, but I think you lose.
Big Bird had all those other friends. Big Bird was very popular, and he was the adopted bird or the baby of the street.
But I think you lose a. Cause I guess we can morph into that because we're kind of getting to. We are like 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
I think you lose a point of view and you lose a specific type of personality that Snuffy brought. Like, Snuffy was a smarter character.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetums was just a big doofus that just walked around, talked like a caveman, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he was really all that important to the personalities of the Muppets.
Right. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Again, you're thinking, 30 years back, but if not further, that I used to watch it all the time. Jose says Sweetums is kind of important as a background filler character, but not on the same level as Snuffy, because Snuffy is the Hobbs to Big Bird's character.
Oh my God, Jose!
That was a good analogy.
I'm just gonna give you.
That was a good
you
analogy.
get an applause for that one because that is an amazing. That is like literally the perfect analogy. That's like.
That summed it up. That was a very good analogy. You did both our jobs today.
Yeah.
There you go. You took our jobs today.
Paychecks in the mail.
Mary says, I don't think he was consequential at all. What's his face? Oh my God.
Like Snuffy is a part of Sesame
Sweetums.
Street.
Yeah.
Way more than Sweetums is a part of the Muppets, and I mean like in terms of integral character. Like Snuffy inputs into stories and situations more than Sweetums does. Sweetums is like an extra added spice to a food. Like, you don't necessarily need it to eat, but it makes it taste a little tiny bit better.
I agree. Mary says I don't remember Sweetums at all. But all right, now hear me on this one. now you're talking about like a caveman and so forth, and yada yada yada. What about Animal? Animal's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of all Muppet characters. And, he does not speak like, animal, like big, like just the same thing like a
but
caveman.
he's a main part of the.
But what does he do? He's just part of the band.
He's just part of the band. Well, yeah, but we're not having a conversation between Sweetums and between Animal.
But would you say that Animal is not needed? I mean, like
I think he's needed for the band because he's a main character within the band. I just think Sweetums is a background filler character.
I know, I agree. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
No, I
have some time to fill.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, look, if the conversation was who's more consequential, Animal or Sweetums, maybe you get a little bit closer. But again, I think Animal's
more consequential.
I think Animal's more consequential just because, again, I think he's another more memorable character than Sweetums is.
You want to get Lisa?
Lisa says, I have to go with Snuffy as consequential. Sweetums is an extra. Agree with that. What the topic today? The topic, Chris, if you just tuned in a couple minutes ago, it's Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street and Sweetums from the Muppets. We're debating which one is more consequential than the other. Animal is consequential. He's the drummer. Reminds me of most drummers I've known. I guess that's very true.
That's why he was my favorite. He used to hang from my drum kit.
I mean, Animal's amazing.
Yeah.
Animal by a long shot. And I agree because Animal serves like Animal again. He's a personality within the band. Like each member of the band had a different type of personality that they had. You'd be losing that if you took away Animal, and you wouldn't have the crazy drummer-like mentality.
Yeah.
But not a part of the conversation today because it's Sweetums versus Snuffy.
Right. But we have a little time, so
we do.
we do. We need to kill a little bit of time.
No, I agree.
We already know the outcome is the way it's looking, but
it's just again, it was one of those. I thought it was gonna be a lot closer than it was, but
me too.
I just when you really think about it, like. Look, I love Sweetums. I think Sweetums in Muppet Vision 3D is absolutely freaking hilarious, like you had mentioned before, Jose. But just because you're a really funny character doesn't necessarily mean you are important to your story.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And but now here it is, and I don't remember because I think it was the second version of the Muppet Babies. I mean, I guess Muppet Babies is different than the Muppets in general. You want to take?
Yeah, but he wasn't
that
even
way?
that big in the Muppet Babies.
So you remember him in the Muppet Babies?
I remember the
because it was like the newer ones, not the original, not the originals.
He wasn't in the originals.
No.
Oh, then I definitely don't. I remember the older 2D drawn flat Muppet Babies cartoon. I did not remember anything newer than that.
Maybe I don't think he was, but maybe he was. But I did see him in He was on. He was on Muppet Babies, but I think it was the newer version. Like I said, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's definitely Sweetums Muppet Babies. Debuted in 1971. This is not a 1971 cartoon right here.
Really?
There's no way that I'm looking at a picture of a 1971 cartoon right now. But
I don't know when. Maybe
it probably was rebooted at some point.
Know.
But no, I don't. I don't. He's a very, very cool, funny side character, and that's very much all he is.
Lisa says Muppet Babies don't count. Muppets are the original TV show. Oh no, I agree with you. Wow, she's getting technical on us.
There we go.
All right.
I liked all the technicalities. More technicalities.
Yes, yes. I mean, just remember that when we're debating other characters. Remember that because the thing is you've got the same character in different iterations. Like if we decided let's do somebody from Teen Titans, you've got the comic, you've got the original cartoon, now you got a different cartoon, and now you have a live version. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you're grabbing Robin, who is in an upcoming episode, you've also got the Batman and Robin, you know what I mean, stuff. And so there are so many iterations of the character. You know, you've got to kind of have that, and that has to kind of
I guess so you got to we got to kind of pick and choose our situations with stuff like that.
Right.
But
so in grand scheme of things, when we have I guess look, if it comes closer and they're very close, then you have to go into the all right, well, they were also in X, Y, and Z. It was important enough to bring into that. So yes, Sweetums was important enough to bring into Muppet Babies eventually. But at the end of the day, Snuffy is still more important and more consequential to Sesame Street and to pop culture overall than Sweetums.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know Sweetums' name.
Yeah, that was another big thing that I had. Like there were a lot of people that like Sweetums is a memorable character in a sense of like if you've seen the Muppets before, you're gonna remember what Sweetums looks like. You're just not gonna remember. You more than likely are just not gonna remember what his actual name is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I feel like not enough people directly interact with Sweetums like that. You know what I mean? He's just kind of there. He's just kind of involved in the show, and you know what I mean, like. He doesn't do anything more than that. He's just there. He just exists. I'm old. I grew up with Sesame Street and the Muppets. I'm actually older than both. LOL.
Wow.
Sweetums, Inconsequential, Snuffy, Consequential. Yeah, you basically summed it up for us before, Jose. Like it's a slam dunk. We had 2 weeks in a row. That is kind of a bit of a slam dunk on who's more consequential than the other, and it's actually a little surprising on this one.
Well, next week, guys. So we're gonna give you a heads up because we do have a little time, and just so you know, we have all the way through almost the end of November. All the shows are scheduled, so you can actually go on the official website, thegrindhouseradio.com, go to our schedule, and click on Truly Inconsequential and see for each week who we have coming up. But since you're here now, you guys will be the first ones to know. Next week, we're going to be debating Daffy Duck versus Donald Duck. Okay?
That's going to be a fun one.
That's going to be a fun one. We're going to need everybody here for that. So if you guys can do us a solid, spread the word, get as many people as you can into the live. It's going to be a tough one, and I can guarantee you we're probably going to be fighting for the opposite characters. You know what I mean? So we're really going to need you guys' help on this one. The following week, we're doing an absolutely, completely different thing than we've ever done. We're doing a 4-character run, okay? 4 characters. It's Truly Inconsequential Cart, Ready Player One. We're doing Luigi versus Knuckles versus Toad versus Tails. Okay, so it's Nintendo versus Sega, and then you've got 2 characters from each, so they're just going to knock each other out. So we're going to wonder what you guys are thinking, so we'd love to have you guys involved in that. The following week, and then we're not going to go any further. I'm just telling you the following week, and then you guys are going to have to go check on the schedule. Following week is old school. We're doing Grape Ape versus Jabberjaw. So anybody who loves Hanna-Barbera, you're going to love that episode, and we're going to need you there because they are older, so we're going to need people who remember the cartoons who can, make sure that Tom and I get it right. So
yeah,
that's the next few weeks, and then again, we have a lot more coming up. I know we are doing the Robin episode. Robin is going to be going against, what do you call it? Oh, my, I can't believe I just blanked out. From Green Arrow. Not Green Arrow.
Kato.
Yeah, Kato from Green Hornet. So what do you call it? That's going to be a lot of fun. And, there's so many iterations of Robin that we're going to have to figure out where to start. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming we're going to go with, for that one.
Dick Grayson?
Well, yeah, we definitely have to go with the original.
Yeah.
But do you want to go with the movie versions, or do you want to go with the comic book versions?
I think you could argue probably comic book versions
to start, because it's going to go everywhere on that one.
Yeah, I think we'll do that to start. We'll see. We'll see how that conversation winds up evolving.
We have a couple weeks for that one.
We do, but so we are winding down a little bit. We are getting close to the half-hour mark. I want to just thank everybody that's been here every single week. You guys are unbelievable and really awesome, and make this a lot of fun to do. So thank you very much. And like I said, like I always say, if you could like, share, comment on the streams, all of it helps, and makes this a lot better because a lot more people can maybe hop in. And if you're watching and if you're watching and haven't hopped in the chat, I hope you do next time, because we're not here to bite. We're just here to have fun and just talk about some nonsensical cartoon characters or movie characters. You know what I mean?
Or TV characters.
And
he lied. I might nibble a little bit, but that's just me. Anyway, thanks so much,
Ira,
guys.
thank you for the like. I appreciate that.
We greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And, yes, we love spending time with you, too. Lisa, what do you call it? And Jose, Big Purple Ape, and his little car. Absolutely. One is 30 feet high, and the other one is 15 feet high or 16 feet high. So what do you tall? So we'll it's going to be an interesting big character show, that one. Greer, what's that shirt you're wearing on the site?
I'm wearing. What's the shirt I'm wearing on the safari shirt? What shirt am I wearing on the site?
I don't know.
Safari shirt.
The safari shirt. I don't know.
I don't know what shirt you're talking about, Jose.
From the new shoot. That's one of the Roosevelt shirts.
Oh, if you're talking about from the photo shoot, yeah, it's from the Roosevelts. It's a very like neon and like crazy, like had a 90s print all over it. Oh my god, I loved it so much. They rsvlts.com. Go check out their stuff. They're pretty awesome, really good friends.
On our homepage, the new homepage.
Is that what it is? Okay, yeah, but he looks like a sofa from the Animal Kingdom Lounge. That is, you know what? I'm gonna take that as a compliment. That's freaking awesome, and I appreciate that. I love the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Actually gonna be in Disney in like 2 weeks. Can't freaking wait.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we're gonna be doing one of these episodes, or we're gonna do 2 on one day live with you guys, right? Is what the plan is?
We can do that. Yeah, we could do that.
Because you're going to be gone for one of the Wednesdays.
Yes, I'll be gone for one of the Wednesdays.
So we're gonna have to do a double on one day.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll let you guys know, and what do you call it? So one of them will be pre-recorded, and those of you guys who were hanging with us will get that pre-record a week early.
You come into
And,
Florida. Yeah, Jose, me and Cam are actually going to Disney World in a couple of weeks. In like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
We're flying down. We just got, I think there's a shuttle that's taking us to and from the parks. But yeah, we're going to Disney World. I'm really excited.
Yeah, he's actually not too far from there.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But what do you call? Talk about that off air.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off air.
What do you call it, guys? Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. Make sure you tune in every single Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, and every single place that you could possibly find streaming. Truly Inconsequential. Remember, Thursday nights you've got the Grindhouse Radio. This week we have an awesome guest. You're gonna have to check it out. Chris Turner, comedian, the rapping. White UK rapping comedian. Absolutely hysterical and fantastic. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.